Awesome. Well, Christopher Elbow is a big deal, and so is his chocolate, especially here in Kansas City. And with Valentine's Day only a few days away, I took the opportunity to pay him a visit, and to my surprise, he was willing to show me something only a few have seen before. This is probably what you think of when you think of Christopher Elbow craft chocolates, right? But we have something else for you to think about. Christopher is here with us. This is exciting because we're going to tell folks about something new that they probably haven't heard about before.
Yeah, we have been working on a new project for the past year. Up until now, we've bought chocolate from a really famous French manufacturer and transformed it into really the beautiful bonbons and confections. And that's typically what people associate Christopher Elbow chocolates with. But about 8 years ago, I went to my first cacao farm, and kind of that planted the seed that someday we kind of want to come full circle on the chocolate making process and make chocolate from the actual cacao. We are in the process of launching 12 single origin chocolate bars, and we're going to have a lot of really cool stuff this year, as kind of a sidebar to this project that's really going to take our company in a different direction.
This is really neat because a lot of people never see this process. Break down for me what we're looking at on this table.
So when this is what we start with. We get the big bags of the cacao beans in. And what a lot of people don't understand is cacao is really an agricultural product. A lot of people think it's made, candy made in a factory, or chocolate comes from a factory, but this is actually a cacao pod. It's dried, so it's a little smaller than normal, but these grow on trees about 15 degrees north and south of the equator. And much like coffee and wine, they taste different depending on where they're grown. In this pod, it's a really fascinating fruit. They'll cut it open this way, and there's a kind of a citrusy membrane inside that covers these little seeds. So it's actually a seed of a fruit. The first step at the origin is to go through a fermentation process. If you were to eat one of the seeds right out of here, it's almost unpalatable. It's so bitter. But the pulp that surrounds it is really sweet and citrusy, and that's what aids with the natural yeast and fermentation. So during that fermentation process, which takes about 5 to 7 days, that's where the actual chocolate flavor that we know starts developing. So that's a really crucial step in the process. And once they're fermented, they're usually laid on big concrete slabs and sun-dried for another 5 to 7 days. And then at that point, they're ready to ship the beans to us.
Right? Who would have thought? Now, I don't know if you caught what Christopher said. He said the cacao is a fruit, so obviously it's healthy, right? We can eat as much as we want. Anyway, we are taking you through the whole bean to bar process this morning, step 2 coming up. And, he didn't really agree with me, Alexis, with the whole eat as much as you want. I just added that in there.
It's debatable.